All right, guys, welcome to this new video. This video is about how I would go from zero to cash flow within the first 30 days with a new model. So let's get right into it. The first topic that I want to cover is before going live and what you should have as a full setup. So when you are going live with your model, she is going to go live on a couple of websites. So the first two that we always use are StripChat and Chatterbait. And why do we use only those two? Is because those two tend to do the best out of all the websites, especially for in the beginning. You want to have maximum two websites running together because otherwise it will be a chaos and you cannot manage it. So these two will create the most cash flow in the first, at least the first 30 days. And that is exactly what you want. So what you have to do is you have to create accounts for your model on both of these platforms before she goes live, obviously. After you did that, you have to verify her. And how can you do that when she is not around? Because a lot of guys work with remote models. You can easily send the QR code you will receive in your email once you verify her account. You can send the QR code towards her, and she can do the verification in a couple minutes, and then it's basically finished. So you're basically good to go in a couple of minutes after the verification. But keep in mind, she needs to be there around because when you send the verification link, it can expire. So make sure that is all set up. And once that is set up, you are going to link it with your studio account. You should have, as an agency owner, studio accounts on both of these platforms for working with your models and making sure that you get paid out on your account. So what you are going to do is make sure that once these accounts are verified, you send the email to StripChat or Chatterbait and ask them to link their like the pages of the girls to your studio account in order to have that integrated together. And most of the time, that is the only way you can really do it and have it be done fast. And it will take about, I think, maximum 3 days. So once that is finished, you get paid out on your own studio account. And that is exactly what you want. So once that is finished, you have everything set up for the accounts and your studio account. You want to make sure that her account is configured well in order to set up for the first live streams. So the tip menu is the first thing we are going to focus on. The tip menu is basically a menu. When people enter her room, they will see a menu, and the menu is basically a price list of exactly everything that they can buy or do. So, for example, one thing that is in the tip menu a lot of times is the WhatsApp number. So you can sell your WhatsApp number from your model on the tip menu. This needs to be fully configured. But what I do want to say is every tip menu is different for every single model, every single live stream also, because not all live streams are the same, and you want to have different kind of tip menus for different kind of live streams, if that makes sense. And why? That's because in some live streams you want to do different things, and that is also a big thing that you need to have in your tip menu is actions, things that she can do, things that she can provide, and that will be different in every kind of live stream. For myself, all my models have about 2 or 3 tip menus that they rotate in. Depends on the live stream what they do, and of course every single model has a different kind of tip menu. But if you want a generic tip menu that I use most of the times, especially for the first models, you can send me a message and I will send it to you. But this is very important to have figured out at first, to have a good tip menu with good prices at least. Then the second thing you want to do with the account is make sure the bots are active on both of the platforms. So on StripChat and Chatterbait, make sure the bots are connected, active. You can Google how they work. You can check that out for yourself, but make sure that they are active. The most important ones are the welcome bot, the tip reaction bot, that they get the react when somebody tips, that they get the reaction in the chat, and the bot will send a message, hey, thank you for tipping, and that will basically look better and more professional in the room. Also, a announcement bot is very good to have when things are going to get announced. So that is basically it about the bots. Just make sure that they are active. And then a very important part here is the goals. So every session has multiple goals. So there is a bar in the top of the session, and once that bar is reached with the goal, basically, there is a goal that she can do. So, for example, a lot of girls do. Um, I'm just saying something now because I cannot explain everything in detail here on YouTube. But let's say she's going outside after the goal is reached. So she was live streaming inside, the goal is reached, now she's going outside or doing something else. Um, this is very important. And why? It's because the engagement in the room will be way more because guys want to tip, and tipping means basically paying for the goal to get reached. And sometimes you get even worse to especially when you put in the goal, last tipper gets something like a gift or something. People are going to tip more and more and more until basically the last one has the gift. What is important here is to have a good goal, have good prices set, have a goal list, because once one goal is reached, you want to have a second goal. And you basically want to have about 10 goals written down for your model in order to change it once needed in every live stream, and start with one. And what I would say about this is, don't start too high with the goal in the beginning. Make sure in the beginning, when the model is going live, to set it up not too high, just in order to get the engagement going in the room. So guys want to tip in the beginning. Because if it's too high, people think, okay, never mind, I'll go to someone else, because it's still a lot of time until the goal is reached. So be smart about it, build it up, and eventually you can have big goals set. So this one is very big. Outside of the tip menu, the goal is very important, and make sure they fit in together with each other. So basically, they build up on each other. That is that. So once that is finished and you have the goal set, you want to have the profile pictures uploaded. Also, make sure if you have some videos, upload them as well. It will create more of a good looking profile, and I always recommend to do that. Also, have a good bio written. It doesn't need to be very long, but just needs to fit with their theme, with their persona. Doesn't really matter. That is what you need to do. The persona is something that you can try to do with some girls, but I don't recommend it for every girl. And what a persona means is basically a character. Some girls like to be put in a niche, for example, a gaming niche or something else. So if your model wants this, or you think she's a good fit for that, always do this, because it will create a more of a niche, and you can also get more viewers that way. So if that is not possible, you can always go with the girl next door regular vibe. That is also amazing. So once that is done and you have basically the profile ready, now you want to go to ask the girl if she's not available in your area. You want her to basically have these things ready, and that is the camera. She needs to have a good camera, she needs to have good lighting, a good background. This is all common sense, right? But I see a lot of guys still struggle with figuring this out. No, listen, nobody is going to join your live stream as a girl if your background is shit, she has poor lighting, poor camera quality. Think logically, guys. Nobody's going to join that, especially with all the competition you have. You have to have a good setup. So what you want to do is have a good camera. iPhone is great. If she has an iPhone, most girls have. That is great. You don't need a special camera. Just need an iPhone with good quality, or a good webcam. Or even some girls use their MacBook camera, and that's also okay. If it looks good, it looks good. Especially in the beginning, you don't want to spend crazy amounts of money to have a good camera or setup. Just do with what you have, but try to make it the best as possible. For the lights, I would recommend two soft boxes. I know in the beginning most girls don't have it, but see what she has. But normally, optimally, you want to have two softbox big lights in front, and in the back you want to have LED lights or some sort of background that will fit well and make sure the room looks good. The background needs to be clean, obviously a white background, something clean, not too messy. And for the internet, you want to have stable internet. So make sure she does a speed test, check what the quality is of her Wi-Fi. Is it high? Is it low? And make sure she has an internet cable. Especially the cable is very important, to make sure to have that plugged in when she is going live. Because still with Wi-Fi, high Wi-Fi, sometimes it can still be laggy. Not always. If she has a good Wi-Fi, it should probably work. But make sure, if it's possible, to have the internet cable also connected. That will make sure that you don't have to worry about the internet connection. So that is basically it for the setup. The only thing I want to mention here is the fake keyboard. If it's possible and if you want, you can buy a fake keyboard and basically have her type. This is the system I use. Basically have her type on the fake keyboard that is not plugged in. And what you do is, while she is fake typing, people are seeing it. Obviously, people are seeing in the room when she is typing, and when she has private messages. The thing is, here you want to react and reply to the private messages. So how are you going to do that if she is still dancing or whatever? So what we figured out here is, if she fake types on the keyboard while you type to her on WhatsApp, hey, can you fake type? And she will fake type. You can reply to all the messages in the inbox. And what you can do with the inbox messages is very broad. You can have upsells, you can sell WhatsApp, you can sell Snapchat, you can make sure the guy wants to go on a private with her later, or make him do a payment for something. You can do so much things, and this is where the real money comes. If you know how to sell in the private messages, you will literally make 5 times more the amount of money that a normal model would. So even guys that work with models that already do webcam, this system alone can literally, if she makes 2K a month, can make her 10K a month. It just depends on how good you are as a salesperson and if you have a team behind it. But even if you don't have a team behind it, I started this myself. This is how I made money, is by implementing sales in this line of work. And we only could do that with this fake keyboard system, because obviously if people are joining the webcam live stream and they see her just chilling and you're typing with everybody, they will figure it out. So this one is the best system to use, and I would recommend it to you guys to do. If she doesn't have it, she can still fake it in another way, but the best thing that worked for us for the most clean setup is a fake keyboard. So once that is done, you want to focus on the week 1 and 2. And week 1 and 2, this is basically the weeks that you have a boost. When your account is created new on these websites, you will get a boost in the first weeks, especially in the first 2 weeks. So what you want to do is make sure that she makes the most amount of hours that you possibly can do. And why? That is because when you make more hours, you are more likely to make more money. And when you make more money, you boost your account. And in this in these 2 weeks, you have already a boost. So when you go live and make a lot of money, the accounts will be good in the algorithm. If the week 2, like basically after 2 weeks, the boost is finished, your account is in a good algorithm, and still people will keep joining the account, the live streams, and everything will go well from that point. But if you fuck it up, and I did it sometimes as well, especially in the beginning, I didn't notice. Some models did well, some models were lazy, and that resulted in a bad account. And we had to start again with a new account because everything was not really quite well. So, what you want to do again is just focus on making the most amount of hours you can, making sure you do the fake typing system and you do replying to all the messages, or your team, and making sure that you do the maximum hours possible with your model. Once you do that, you're basically optimizing for the first 2 weeks, and that is good. But what you want to do after every session is monitor. So have a call with her, message with your model, and really basically explain to her, or I mean, ask to her what went well, discuss what you can change together. Just talk about the live stream every time and see what you guys can improve on together. And this is basically what you want to do. Also, you want to direct in real time. So I don't know if you guys know the exact system, but I will explain it again. So what you want to do is WhatsApp or Telegram with her while she is live. And basically, when she is live on her phone or on her laptop, she can still receive messages, right? And this is important because when you want to direct her in real time, and you want her to execute when needed. So when you type to her fake type, for example, for the fake typing system, she will fake type on the keyboard. And when you tell her to do something else, she can also see the message and do it in that time exactly and execute. So that is very important, especially when things are going fast. You need to be able to have good communication fast in order to make more money, because things can go fast. People want to spend, and if it takes too long, they can also leave the room. And yeah, you have to know that, and make sure that you have good communication between you two. Also, what you want to do in the first 2 weeks is push towards private sessions. You guys have to know private sessions make the most amount of money, because guys pay per minute and they pay even extra for other things in the private. This is really the biggest, I think the biggest cash flow way in on the website is just having privates. Try not to really have privates back to back. It is kind of difficult to have also if your model is not top tier, but try to also build a public room, because if you do too much private and not public room anymore, you are not really building any loyal fans. So try to have a balance, but make sure that you push toward private sessions when somebody really wants to spend and you see that they have enough tokens. Because also you have to know, on the website you can most of the time see how many tokens somebody has or how much he spends in the past. So once you see some guys that really spend a lot in the past, or have a lot of tokens, push more toward the private, or push more towards any upsells in the private messages with them. So this is important, especially in the first 2 weeks, in order to have the cash flow set up, in order to boost everything, and in order to make sure that account is well in the algorithm even after the boost. Okay, so what you want to do also is track from day one every revenue you made that day, the hours live, the peak times, everything, track it because you will need it later on. So in week three, this is the momentum phase where you want to really scale things up. Returning viewers appear if things are going correctly and everything is going well. You will get more viewers and they will come back. Especially in the first 2 weeks, you will see customers that spent and now they're back again. That is a good sign. Income starts to compound. You will see that, hey, I'm making more money now. It's not the same as week one. I'm making more now. Uh, Also, you will see the highest value viewers per session easily. You can see it now with the colors. Different kind of users have different colors, and that means that they spend more or less. And basically, you can view them like that, and you can even sometimes see how much tokens they have in their account. And once you are in the flow in week three, you really know how to talk and when to talk with who, especially. Now you want to shift focus to the private show conversion, especially with some loyal customers already that are coming back to the live stream more often, and things are really going well and you're building it up. You want to have a framework message to move viewers to private naturally and also have them buy the WhatsApp, buy the Snapchat, do different kind of things that you sell. Have a framework that you are using, and basically you're getting better at sales as well. And week three, also, the model should be more comfortable, more energy, confidence goes up because she's earning now. And she never expected to earn this easy in her life because the job is super easy. And a lot of people don't realize and don't even believe that this job is possible, especially the girls. They always say, oh, this can't be real. I'm just chilling in my bedroom and making $500 a day. Nobody believes it until it happens. And then the model is more comfortable, she has more energy, and her confidence goes up. And this is good because this is the sign that things are going well. And from here, you're actually building a good relationship and a good business. The schedule stays locked. You have no gaps, no skip days. You don't skip over days. You have a good schedule with the model planned, and you know exactly when she has her days free. And you make sure that you always stay on the same level with your model. Know when she is kind of tired, when she doesn't feel good, and try to keep motivating her. That is also your job, to motivate the girls to keep working. Yeah, and this can't be taught. You have to know at some point how to do this and how to motivate people. But that is also a very important part that a lot of guys don't know, is you are basically a therapist. You motivate girls, you make sure that they are more happy. When things are not going well, you will tell them, oh, things will be better. There was something going on today. Next time there will be more guys. You will keep motivating them in order for them to feel more confident to go live. And this is not lying, this is basically just motivating them towards positivity and not negativity. Thinking optimistic instead of pessimistic. This is your job also, so don't forget that. By the end of the month, you will most likely make about 5 to 10K if you're doing everything well. So that is exactly what you want to aim for. And in week three, you will really see that things are going well and better, and things start to compound. Once that is done, you are moving into week four. And here is where you want to review and optimize. You've made your first monthly income, and you should be very happy. Things are going well. Your model has her cut. You have your cut, and now you really want to check which hours made the most money, which which tip menu items converted the best, which sessions had the highest private conversion rate. You have to double down on what worked and skip what didn't. At least try to minimize what didn't work and try to maybe adjust it to something else. Adjust tip menu, adjust everything that didn't really make it or didn't really earn you a lot, and double down on the things that worked. And also, what you want to do here is set a clear income target for the next month. This is very important to keep setting targets for yourself and for your model. You will also tell your model the goals in order to work as a team. And always, the team energy is always going to win versus the individual energy. So always make sure you tell the goals to your model and make sure you do it as a team. So these are some numbers that I have here, and it's not really what you can expect. If you make in your first month $2,000, you can expect to make double. It's all on what you optimize on. If you double down on the things that work, you can make more every month. At some point, you will hit a ceiling, but until that point, you can adjust until you hit that ceiling. And that just means when you hit that ceiling, means basically you have done everything, you have optimized everything, You have multiple websites going on. You can even scale into more websites. You and at that point, the only thing you can do then is integrate and scale into OnlyFans as well to make more passive income there and on different websites and try different methods. Maybe even create a social media page for your specific model and try to have her upload content. But a lot of things are possible, and also you have to realize this is from one model. Your job and what you should want as an agency is not to work with only one model. At some point she will hit a ceiling and you have everything fixed. You have skilled her, she does her content, everything is going well, everything is going steady, but you still want to focus on recruiting more models. This is your basically your oxygen. If you don't recruit more models, at some point things will go downhill because you're not getting more models and you're only working with one. And if she quits, you basically have no income. So always remember, always focus on recruiting girls. Even if your goal, if even if your model is going well, everything is going well, still focus on recruiting and keep on recruiting. So this is basically it about the video. I hope you guys learned a lot. This is how you can do it in 30 days. If you apply everything, it's possible. If you really want one-on-one guidance and you are payment ready and you're ready to invest in yourself, I can help you with exactly what I did for my agency. If that's scaling, if that's starting with your first model, it doesn't matter. I can explain everything to you how I did it. In my coaching, I will go one-on-one with you and show you what I did and also help you with every specific thing that you need for your model. And if you really need that one-on-one guidance, hit me up. You know where to find me. You can also join my free Telegram group. You can check my website, link in the bio for the coaching. And if you have any questions, just leave them here down below. Leave a like, subscribe in order for me to make more videos. And if you want a topic covered on this business, leave it in the comments so I can make a new video about that. Guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys at the next video.